Have you ever found yourself just staring at your portfolio, kind of scratching your head? You've got two companies, both look really solid on paper, but one stock feels like a total roller coaster, while the other is, well, it's just calm. Today, we're going to unpack the one number that explains exactly why that happens: beta. You know, this is the exact puzzle an investor, let's call him Arav, was facing. He had these two stocks, right? Both had great earnings, good balance sheets, everything looked perfect. But whenever the market got a little chalky, one of his stocks was like a sea of calm, and the other one, it was a full-on storm. And solving his puzzle is exactly what we're going to do today. So, to figure out Araf's problem, we have to realize we're not just talking about a company's financial health. We're talking about its behavior. It's all about how that stock decides to act when everything else around it starts moving. You see, things like PE ratios or debt levels, they're great. They tell you about the business itself. But what they don't tell you is how that stock's price is probably going to react when the whole market suddenly swings up or down. For that, we need a totally different tool, one that measures personality, not just the numbers. And honestly, the best way to wrap your head around this tool is with a really simple but kind of brilliant analogy. So for a minute, let's just forget about all the stock tickers and the jargon. Instead, I want you to picture the entire stock market as this huge, vast sea. And every single stock, that's a little boat floating on it. And this right here is the core idea. Beta is just wave sensitivity. That's it. It doesn't tell you if the boat is built well or if it's making a profit. Nope. It just tells you how much that boat tends to rock and sway when the waves of the market start rolling in. Okay, so this breaks it down perfectly. You basically have three kinds of boats. If the beta is less than 1, you've got a gentle boat. It still moves, but less than the sea itself. If the beta is exactly 1, well, that boat moves perfectly in sync with the sea. And a beta greater than 1? Oh yeah, that's your dramatic boat. It rises way higher and falls way lower with every single wave. So the whole sea and boat analogy is great, but how does this actually translate into real numbers? You know, the kind of stuff you'd see when you're actually looking at a stock. Let's dive in. All right, let's meet our first company, Secure Grid Utilities. Its beta is 0.6. Now, based on our analogy, we already know what this means, right? This is our gentle boat. It's just less sensitive to what the overall market is doing. And then we've got our second company, Rapid Wave Tech, with a beta of 1.8. You guessed it, this is our more sensitive, more dramatic boat. It tends to really amplify whatever the market's doing. And this is where it all clicks. Look at this. If the market as a whole goes up by 10%, Secure Grid, with its low beta, tends to go up only about 6%. But Rapid Wave, it tends to shoot up by around 18%. And of course, the same thing works in reverse. A 10% market drop could mean a softer 6% fall for Secure Grid, but a much, much steeper 18% dive for Rapid Wave. Now, here's the crucial thing to remember, and please don't forget this. Beta is all about the past. It's calculated using historical data, showing us how a stock has behaved. It's an incredibly useful guide, for sure, but it is not a crystal ball. It's a tendency, not a promise. And because it isn't a crystal ball, it is absolutely essential to understand what beta times doesn't tell you. I mean, using it the right way means knowing its limits, and more importantly, avoiding some really common traps. Beta is completely silent on the actual health of the business. It's not going to tell you a thing about its cash flow, how much debt it has, or if the management team is any good. It only measures one thing: price sensitivity compared to the market. It's a behavioral metric, not a full-on report card. And that silence leads to one of the most dangerous ideas out there. People see a low beta, they see that calm boat, and they immediately think, oh, this is safe? But that is a classic mistake. So here's the fix. It's about mentally separating volatility from quality. Think about it. A boat can be perfectly calm while it's slowly sinking because of a leak, right? In the exact same way, a low beta stock can still be a terribly run, super overvalued company. A calm ride doesn't mean you're actually headed in the right direction. Okay, so we know what beta is, we know how to read the number, and we know its blind spots. So the big question is, how do we actually use this thing in a smart, practical way? Let's turn all this into a simple, effective tool. Here you go, your beta checklist. First, find the number. Is it a calm boat, an inline boat, or a dramatic one? Second, remember you're interpreting sensitivity, not making a final judgment on the company. Third, ask yourself, does this level of drama match my personal comfort zone? Fourth, and this is so critical, always use it with other metrics. And finally, number 5, always remember it's a guide based on the past, not a prediction. So beta gives us this fantastic way of looking at the relationship between a single stock and the market, the boat and the sea. But that leaves a pretty interesting question, doesn't it? What about the relationship between two different boats? Do they tend to move up and down together, or do they do their own thing? Well, that's a topic for another time. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.